Oh man, do I have a pattern for you today. We are going to learn how to disrupt our typical eighth note pattern with our right hand by learning the Galax Lick. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the history of the Galax Lick because I don't know what it is. I do know it is named after a town in Virginia called Galax. I know that round peak players often refer to it simply as the roll. I do hear some similarities with the Galax Lick and some stroke style techniques. I don't know if there's a connection there or not, but that sounds similar to some stroke stuff that I've heard, which would tie the Galax Lick into early banjo. Who knows? I'm just speculating. If you know, or if you know somebody who knows, post below and let me know. Okay, so I've already let you in on the big secret of the Galax Lick. To make the Galax Lick right, the thing that makes the Galax Lick special is that you are going to put the fifth string on the downbeat, which is really unusual for clawhammer. Usually the fifth string, as we know from all of the work we've been doing, the fifth string appears on the upbeat of a measure, the and of a measure. So here we go. We're going to be putting that fifth string on a downbeat, which means we need to initiate this stroke on an upbeat. That's very different from what we've been doing. I'm going to give you a pattern. It's going to be the bare bones of the Galax Lick. We're not. This isn't a pattern that I would like drop into a tune. This is simply to get you oriented towards how the mechanics of the Galax Lick works. And then next week I will show you a pattern that will be what I would play in a typical tune. So we're going to be very slow and deliberate today. I'm putting this at 80 BPM. We have to use a metronome to get us oriented on that downbeat so we can check that the fifth string is happening at the right time. Remember, this is bare bones Galax Lick. I'm going to show you the pattern and then I'll describe what I'm doing. That could have been better. It's really difficult. If you're struggling, you're in good company. Okay, so we start this arpeggio with a rake, a roll through the strings 3, 2, and 1 open strings. Then we peel off the fifth string with our thumb. Here are some tips, some little secrets that I've learned over the course of many years playing this technique. I introduce a little bit of tension into my right hand when I do this. I sort of stiffen up my striking finger, which in my case is the middle finger. Just put a little tension in so I can push through those strings. And then I peel off the fifth string. Make sure you're not introducing too much tension because we still need to flow. We still need to be relaxed. Now, don't think of this as a brush stroke. It's not a brush stroke. It is an articulated series of notes. It's an arpeggio. So you want to make sure that all of your notes are articulate and clear. You want to hear each individual note. The brush stroke would imply that all notes are sort of happening more or less at the same time. And you don't want your Galax Lick to sound like that. That is not a Galax Lick. That is a brush stroke. Articulate those notes. On the flip side of that, don't overcorrect and over-articulate so that you're trying to get each note with a separate stroke. This is one smooth rolling motion through the strings so that that fifth string lands squarely on the downbeat. So we're going to go into even more detail with the Galax Lick next week. If you have questions, comments, please let me know. I know this is going to be a tough week. Push through it literally and figuratively. And I will see you next week on Friday.